It's good to have you join us on AD4TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. I am Merciful Ajinomo. The European Union has donated 50 billion euros, that is the equivalent of 21 billion naira, to support Nigeria's fight against the coronavirus pandemic. President Muhammadu Buhari, while receiving the European Union delegation to the country, led by Ambassador Shetel Carlson, said the donation would go a long way in supporting Nigeria's efforts to contain the virus and revitalize the nation's healthcare systems. Meanwhile, the Minister for State for Health, Senator Olorumibe Mamora, has attributed the slow rollout of coronavirus polymerase chain reaction test results to a combination of stringent rules aimed at ensuring its reliability. Mamora said that polymerase chain reaction was the most commonly used test for diagnosing coronavirus because of its high accuracy. He added that Nigeria preferred the molecular testing as opposed to rapid testing, which a number of countries had adopted because it was less prone to errors. Still on COVID-19, in reaction to the extension of lockdown by Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari in order to fight COVID-19, the All Farmers Association of Nigeria this Tuesday demanded special allocation for food production and other agricultural activities to avert food crisis. The demand was made by the national president of the association, Architect Ibrahim Kabir, while speaking to newsmen on the association's position concerning the president's order. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police in Sokoto State, Nigeria, Ibrahim Kauje, this Tuesday said the State Police Command arrested 28 persons and 12 vehicles for violating the interstate movement restriction order imposed by the state government. The commissioner, while speaking to newsmen in the state, said the defaulters were arrested between April 11 and April 14 by a joint task force patrol team while patrolling the Sokoto-Zamfara and Sokoto-Kebbi borders. He noted that the suspects embarked on their journey knowing that there was a restriction order, adding that they would be prosecuted after investigations are complete. You're watching AD4TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. We'll go on a short break now. More stories when we return. Do stay.
Coronavirus, they really make you do what you fit today, can't pay. Now the cocoa thing when you owe yourself be that because it's better to survive than for water to run your eyes. Oh yeah, waka boom boom, begin the use hand sanitizers, facial mask, and not green for gumbody at all for anywhere, especially where people boku, clear road, arrange yourself, keep social distance and practice good hygiene for house and surroundings. Do what the government tell you, sit down for house and make it for no loss. Coronavirus dey so make we greet together, waka fighter like a Kozuna.
I'm appeal to Nigerians is that please, let's obey the social distancing. Let us obey the personal hygiene. Wash your hands. Don't go into congregation, and within 2 weeks, you go back and resume your normal life. If we don't do the right thing, we are going to face a disaster that we will not be able to handle.
This message now from the news agency of Nigeria, NAN. They can't pay.
Welcome back. The coronavirus index case of Benue State, which is a London-based woman, has again taken to her social media account to castigate the federal government for placing her on treatment against her will. Governor Samuel Otom, following the advice of members of the Benue Action Committee on COVID-19 on the 28th of March, made public her name and test result as the first case of COVID-19 in the state. The victim, Susan Okpe, insists that she is not sick but was moved against her will to the Isolation and Treatment Center at Benue State University Teaching Hospital. And talking security, the Nigerian Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, this Monday hosted the troops of Operation Lafia Dole to an Easter lunch at the Special Super Camp Ngamdu, Borno State. While addressing troops, Buratai said the essence of the gathering was to have a special luncheon to mark the 2020 Easter celebration.
We're here to have this special luncheon in respect of the 2020 Easter celebrations.
Buratai assured the troops that the army would soon crush the terrorists in the northeast, but was quick to point out the complex nature of counter-terrorism operations.
There are some countries that have fought this insurgency and terrorism for close to 50 years. Well, We are not going to wait until 50 years.
The International Monetary Fund (IMF) said that Nigeria's economy will contract by 3.4% in 2020, but rebound with 2.4% growth in 2021. The IMF made this projection in its latest edition of the World Economic Outlook, just released at the ongoing spring meeting in Washington. Talking education, the Commissioner for Education, Borno State, Nigeria, Alhaji Bello Ayuba, said the State Ministry of Education has begun a learn-at-home program for students preparing for West African Senior School Certificate examination. He said the program will involve selected teachers who would teach for 45 minutes per lesson through radio and television stations in the state as well as social media. The commissioner added that the subject would be taught via broadcast stations like NTA Meduguri, Borno Radio Television, Dandal Kura Radio and Peace FM. On the foreign scene, the Health Minister of South Africa, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, this Tuesday said that there are now 2,415 cases in the country, from 2,272 announced on Monday evening. The country's death toll stood at 27, while testing total was at 87,022. Shoren Bayat, an Iranian chess arbiter, is yet to return home to her family for fear of being punished for not wearing a headscarf after being criticized online following the concluded Women's World Chess Tournament in January. Bayat's concerns stem from a photograph taken at the event which shows her not wearing her hijab, also known as headscarf. The picture was shared and Iranian website reportedly condemned her for protesting against the country's compulsory law by not wearing a hijab. According to her, the Iranian Chess Federation told her to post an apology on her social media channels, which she agreed to under the condition that it would guarantee her safety. Her request was, however, refused and her picture removed from their website. Ethiopia and the United Nations this Tuesday opened a humanitarian transport hub at Addis Ababa Airport to move supplies and aid workers across Africa to fight coronavirus. Ethiopia's country director for the World Food Programme, Stephen Were Omamo, said a shipment of 3,000 cubic meters of supplies, most of it personal protective equipment for health workers, will be distributed within the next week. The Addis Gateway is one of 8 global humanitarian hubs set up to facilitate movement of aid to fight COVID-19.
Coronavirus, they really make you do wetin you fit today, can't pay. Now the cocoa thing where you owe yourself be that because it's better to survive than for water to run your eyes. Oya waka boom boom begin the use hand sanitizer, special mask, and not gree for gun body at all for anywhere, especially where people boku. Clear road, arrange yourself, keep social distance and practice good hygiene for house and surroundings. Do wetin government tell you, sit down for house and make it for no loss. Coronavirus dey, so make we gree together, waka fight like a kozuna.
I'm appeal to Nigerians is that please, let's obey the social distancing. Let us obey the personal hygiene. Wash your hands. Don't go into congregation, and within 2 weeks, you go back and resume your normal life. If we don't do the right thing, we are going to face a disaster that we will not be able to handle.
This message now from the news agency of Nigeria, NAN. They can't pay.
The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization says about 1 million people in Ethiopia are in need of food aid after swarms of locusts destroyed vast areas of farmland in the country. Working with the Ethiopian government, the United Nations found the desert locust had damaged about 200,000 hectares of mostly sorghum and maize fields. Kenya and Somalia have also been badly affected this year and have sprayed pesticides from planes in an effort to protect crops and pasture from the swarms. However, flight bans imposed because of the coronavirus have hampered these efforts. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization said measles outbreaks may occur as a result of the coronavirus pandemic because some vaccination programs are having to be delayed. The organization says 117 million children in 37 countries may not get immunized in time, and there have been several large outbreaks in countries across Europe where the mumps, measles and rubella vaccine uptake has been low. It added that the United Kingdom has already lost its measles-free status because of rising cases of the potentially deadly disease. That's it on AD4TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. You can join the conversation on our social media platforms at AD4TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at AD4TV Radio. Many thanks for watching. I am Merciful Ajinomo.